This is a case of Notorious Interstate criminal who projected himself as a ACB officer and extorted money to the tune of 1 crore 2 lakhs within a year. So his name is Muthedi Jayakumar alias Jaya. He is native of Anantapur district of Kotalapalli. He has completed his education from his native village at Anantapur. So in 2016 he got married to a woman and got divorced in the next 6 months. And after 2016 he worked for a year in a private company as a salesman with Gokul Textiles. In 2017 he was caught red-handed while snatching a chain and a case was registered against him and he was sent to jail. In 2017 also he was caught red-handed while snatching a chain in Anantapur and again he was sent to jail. In 2018 also he was again sent to jail by registering a case in Anantapur town. On 3 occasions he was sent to jail from Anantapur district while he got involved in the snatching cases in the district headquarters. In 2009 he came across 2 people, namely Srinath Reddy and Anil. They got introduced into jail while he was in spending his time in jail in Anantapur. So from there he learned this modus operandi of depicting himself as an ACB officer, Anti-Corruption Bureau officer, and calling the government officials by taking their mobile numbers from the Google or the internet. He would call them, the government officials, and say that there is a corruption complaint against him with the ACB department, and he would pose himself as an ACB officer and he would ask them to settle the case rather than going for a raid or legal action against them. So he has been involved in several extortion cases. It's like he was involved in more than 18 extortion cases. 18 extortion cases have been registered against him and he has also cheated hundreds of government officers from 2019 to 2023, the last 5 years. So when we see this, was inspired by seeing this gang movie in which the protagonist Surya will act as an ACB officer and would extort so many government officials. So this notorious criminal was inspired from that movie. So in 2019 he also met some associates in the jail, namely Salman Raju, Sai Kumar and Gangaya, who became his friends, and all of them were involved in extortion of government officials by posing themselves as anti-corruption. In the year 2020, he also called government officials, municipal officials of Pulivendala town, and he was caught and a case was registered against him under crime number 446 of 2020. And he was sent to jail. In 2021, he called municipal officials in Machilipatnam, he posing himself as an ACP officer, and a case was registered against him and he was sent to jail. A case was registered against him in Machilipatnam town in crime number 146 of 2021. In the year 2021 again, he posed himself as an ACB officer and called motor vehicle inspectors in Eluru town, and a case was registered against him in crime number 776 of 2021 where he was sent to jail. In 2022 he moved in Visakhapatnam, Vijayanagaram and Srikakulam districts, extorting money from several government officials, posing himself as an ACB officer. He was also after 2022, in the last 1 year, he has been residing at Hongasandra of Bangalore, where he has shifted his family from Anantapur to Bangalore, and he has been staying there. And during that time, he came in contact with several people, and he has mobilized around 200 SIM cards from various people, and he has changed his MO of extorting money. He would sit in the some bus every day, in the public transport bus, from morning till evening. He would be officials of various districts, especially in Andhra Pradesh and Telangana. He would pose himself as an ACB officer, call them of different different departments, namely irrigation, civil supplies, transport, R&B, and Panchayat Raj, and other departments. He would pose himself as ACB officer. He would call them and say that there is a complaint pending against you in the ACB office or ACB headquarters, and if at all you don't, if at all you want to be spared from the raid by the ACB officers, better settle down, settle the case unofficially. So he would collect money to the tune of 2 lakhs, 3 lakhs, 1 lakh, even 50,000 rupees. In that way, he has almost collected 1 crore 2 lakh rupees in the last 1 year, from July 2022 to July 2023. So all this money was electronically transferred by the victim officers into 9 accounts. Especially these accounts are on the names of some senior citizens. He would immediately withdraw the money after the money gets deposited in the account, and he is also used to habituated to luxurious life of spending money. So he would visit pubs, and he would also visit casinos in Goa and other areas where he would lavishly spend money. He would also move with women by sort of hiring them, and this way he would spend the money like he would spend the whole money in a couple of days, like 2 days, 3 days, at least 1.5 lakh in a day. So once the money is over, he would again resort to this sort of extortion, posing himself as an ACB officer. So in this way, that his MO was that he would be mobile himself, traveling in a public transport bus from morning till evening, and he would switch off his phone by evening. So that would become difficult for any police agencies or investigative agencies as well as the victims to identify him every day. So that way he has cheated officers, almost hundreds of officers in the last 1 year, and he has extorted 1 crore 2 lakh rupees from all these officers in both Telangana and Andhra Pradesh.
Sir, how much recover cash?
So, as I told you earlier, that he would spend the money immediately, lavishly on several things, going to pubs, bars and casinos, and so that's why we could not recover much. We could only recover 85,000 rupees from him and 2,24,000 rupees from his bank account, which was frozen. And we also recovered almost 8 cell phones and 5 SIM cards and 3 ATM cards from his possession. And the SOT Cyberabad, under the supervision of CP Cyberabad Sri Stephen Ravindra sir, and other officers, SOT SP Sri Rashid, additional DCP SOT Narayan Raut, additional DCP SHAMSHABAD Sri Ramkumar, ACP SHAMSHABAD Ramchandra Rao, and Inspector SOT Satyanarayana, Inspector SHAMSHABAD Sridhar Kumar, and other officers of SOT were involved. I mean, they have made a lot of efforts to trace this notorious interstate criminal in the last 1.5 to 2 months. So he has been constantly changing his SIM cards and the mobile instrument very frequently, every 10-15 days. So it has become very difficult for the police to trace him. But nevertheless, police had made tiring efforts to track this criminal and trace this criminal. So I request all the senior citizens and students not to give your ID card, Aadhaar cards and all this, because these notorious criminals would be taking SIM cards and would be opening bank accounts with the help of these Aadhaar cards. So I request all the government officers also not to succumb to such extortions or threat from any criminals posing themselves as ACB officers. In fact, ACB officers would never call any of the government officers and ask them for any settlement of this sort. So I request all government officials to be alert and to report such cases whenever they get a call from strangers to the nearest police station.